Hi, and welcome back to Wandering Wild. It's Wild Wednesday, and today we're going to talk all about unicorns. I'm just kidding. Actually, we're going to talk all about narwhals. Now, the narwhal has the scientific name Monodon monoceros, and it's a medium-sized toothed whale that's found all off the coast of Canada, Greenland, and Russia. Now, the narwhal got its name from kind of a dark story, and narwhal comes from the Old Norse word nar, which means corpse. And the reason it's got this name is because they believe that narwhals kind of resemble drowned sailors due to their gray mottled pattern and their tendency to log near the water surface and just kind of float there. So that's kind of dark. Moving on. Now, the only other whale in this family is the beluga whale. And both of these whales do not have dorsal fins. And the reason for this is because they tend to swim under the ice, and they believe that this lack of a dorsal fin is actually an adaptation to make swimming under the ice even easier. Now, narwhal males are distinguished from females by that obvious large helical tusk. Now, this tusk, which we're going to talk about a little bit later, is actually an extended canine tooth. Now, being medium-sized whales, these narwhals get to be about 13 to 18 feet and weigh about 1,800 to 3,500 pounds. Now, the tail fins of female narwhals tend to have front edges that are swept back. Male narwhals have a more concave tail that does not have this swept back edge, and this is believed to be used to reduce drag that's caused by the extra weight of the tusk at the front of the male. Now, as I said, this tusk is actually the front left canine tooth that grows continuously and goes actually through the lip of the narwhal. Now, as it grows, it actually does a left-hand spiral, so that the tusk itself kind of has a helix pattern. Now, this tusk grows throughout the male's life and can reach lengths of up to 10 feet long. These tusks are hollow and can weigh up to 25 pounds. Now, every 1 in 500 males actually tends to have 2 tusks, when the right canine tooth also continuously grows and expands through the front lip, forming a right-handed helical pattern. And about 15% of female narwhals also have a tusk. And there's been 1 case of a female narwhal with 2 tusks. Now, the tusk is actually a sensory organ and has millions of nerve endings, and so the narwhals use it to kind of gain information about the seawater and the environment around them. Now, for the longest time, when scientists saw 2 narwhals rubbing their tusks together, they believed that this was a sort of like aggressive mating kind of display. But actually, now that we know a lot more about the sensory endings on these tusks, we believe it's actually a form of communication. And so when they rub their tusks together, they're actually talking to each other about the waters they've been in recently and communicating dangers or maybe an abundance of food and such. And honestly, narwhals are rare. Now, as an Arctic predator, these narwhals hunt for food, and during the winter they usually do this under the pack ice. And when they're hunting under the pack ice, they're mostly going to eat benthic organisms such as flatfish. Now, in the summer, when there's less pack ice, they're going to eat more Arctic cod and Greenland halibut. And narwhals, in order to find these food, actually have a small migration. So in the winter, they're going to be more in bays where there's going to be more pack ice, and then they're going to migrate out into open ocean as the summer comes, where they can get that cod and the halibut. Now, during the winter, it can actually be kind of hard to find food, as it is for any animal. And so males have actually been recorded to dive up to 4,900 feet deep for up to 25 minutes in order to find food. Now, narwhals can live to be about 50 years old. Also, in medieval Europe, narwhal tusks that were brought to Europe either from areas like Greenland and Russia and things were thought to be unicorn horns, and these were believed to possess certain powers that could cure you from poison and things of the like. Now, Queen Elizabeth I was actually given a carved and bejeweled narwhal tusk that was worth about 10,000 pounds, or the price of a castle at the time. Now, in current day, that's about a $3 million narwhal tusk. And this was given to her by Sir Humphrey Gilbert, who said that it came from a sea unicorn. I hope you enjoyed learning all about narwhals here today on Wild Wednesday. As always, my sources are found in the description box below, and if you liked what you saw, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss any more videos. Check back in on Friday for another Forgotten Friday. And as always, stay wild and never stop wondering.